Hi there, let's get right into this tutorial. We're doing the 2018 graduate t-shirts today. Okay, first make sure you have the dark transfer printable dark transfer sheets and an inkjet printer. Okay, first and foremost, let's go and grab the photos that we're going to use. We're doing the 2018 graduate t-shirts. 2018, that's 4 numbers, so we need 4 photos. Okay, I like to pull all my photos over to the side out of my way so I can have a nice workspace. Okay, let's do the 2018. Let's pull this up here where we can see it better. Okay, now we're gonna need something much chunkier um, than what this one is. So let's go up and find it. I like the Three Birds Life a Party. Now make sure that whatever one you choose, make sure that it has a multi-layer cutting. So we're going to get this one. And generally on adult t-shirts, I like for mine to be 8.5 inches wide by 5 inches high. So let's unlock the proportion and manually put in 8.5 wide. Hit enter, then do the height, backspace, 5 inches, enter. Now on children's shirts, if it fit, you still can do the 8.5 by 5 or just go smaller. You know, you can go smaller. You can lock the proportions and do it here and see where would you like it. So now let's lock so it won't move as we're working. Now let's go over here and unlock this. Okay, now let me unlock it, ungroup it for a second to show you something. And we're gonna turn this, my background, this black part, I'm gonna turn it turquoise since my daughter has on turquoise in the picture. Okay, so that's my background. This turquoise is my background. So just to explain it to you, the gray part will be the photos. The turquoise area will be the trim of it. So let's touch both of them again and group it back. Oh, they still group. No, I need these two back group. So let's hit shift, hold shift, and hold the two you want group them. And I'm only grouping them again. Like they need to be stacked up later, but I just need to duplicate it in case I make a mistake. Let's duplicate it twice or however many times you think you will need it in case you make mistakes because you may have to start all over if you don't duplicate it. Okay, so let's close the eyes of this set, this whole group, and this group. So we're left with this. Now, I need to close my eyes to this one. Close the eye to the background, the turquoise one. And we're left with this in the photos. Now, click the gray 2018 and ungroup it. You may have to hit it twice to separate the letters when the letters separated. Yeah, do it again. Okay, now they're separate. Now I'm gonna push them to the side like I did the photo so I can have work space, work area. Okay, I'm going to randomly use my photos. You can choose which ones you think accordingly. Okay. Now I'm going to glance at my two. Your number always need to be on top of the photo. Let me show you how you do it if it's not already on top or if you mix around and get it mixed up. Okay, so I'm going to highlight this too, and I'm going to go to arrange up here at the top. I'm going to click it, and I'm going to move it to the back. See, I don't see it because it's behind it. So now let's put it back in front of it. So let's touch the gray too, click arrange, and move to front. There we go. Let's at the back. We always need the number on top of the photo so you can see what would be cut. And let me zoom out a bit so we can see more of the screen. Okay, I'm gonna put it at 75 maybe. Yeah. Move all that to the side. Out of my way. I like stuff out of my way. Okay. Push this down so I can see the whole photo. Bring the two down. Now I know that this two is 4.999, almost 5 inches. So this two needs to always be within the box. Do not ever let it overlap like this when you're about to use the slice tool. So I want as much of the photo in it. So I'm going to click on the photo and I'm going to resize it. You can go in and manually resize it. You know this is 4.9. So you actually can unlock this and make sure you click the photo. Unlock and take it to like 5.1. Enter. So you know you have the height pretty good, or 5.2 or whatever you're comfortable with. I think I'm going to take mine um, to 5.3 to make sure. Just depends on the photo and the color of the background to make sure that it's not blending in with the gray too. Okay. And you can even just manually do it. Make sure it's unlocked. And I want mine close so I can get more of her outfit. Now, click the two, pull the two over. And remember, make sure that the two is inside of the photo. So I got as much as her face if I think I'm going to get it. Like I say, you can go back in more, close it in more. But you don't want to do it too tiny. You see how stretched it look? So make it look as proportioned as possible. Sometimes you may have to do it like that, but just leave it as proportioned as possible. And just cover with the two as much of the photo. I like to make sure that I'm getting as much face or much whatever is important on the photo. Like sometimes people have really cute outfits on or something on the front of the shirt that they want to make sure that it's cut out in it. So I think this is perfect. Let me pull it up a little because like I say, make sure you always have that perimeter. Okay, so we have the two, the gray two chosen. Now I'm going to press shift, hold down shift, and then I'm going to click on the photo, which lead on the side over here, you'll see in gray the two and the photo that we're using is also in gray now. You see this photo here, both of them are chosen. So then you'll go down and hit slice. Click, hold on to shift, keep shift down and click slice. That's how you use the slice too. Now we no longer need this gray too. X that and let's click the border and X out that. Now we have our two. This is the two we'll be using. So let's move this out of my way. We got our two. Okay, I'm just randomly doing it. So here's the 8. I'm going to use this for the 8. Now, mind you, remember that numbers and letters that have the cutout in the middle, most of the time, it's really hard to captivate the person's full face. So you just do the best you can, just long as you can tell who that person is. Okay. So once again, I have too much border because I want as much photo as possible. So I'm going to go ahead on and close mine in. Like I said, I don't want it way long to where it look too proportion, or too just too slim, But the slimmer you can get it, with it still being proportion, the more information, the more photo you can get in it. And so, like with me, I want to see more of as much face and skin. I don't know why to me, but skin, um, especially fair skin, really looks nice with the photos, and it's less color you're dealing with. Okay, so for me, this is fine. I like this. So again, the gray 8 is already selected. I'm going to press down shift, and I'm going to click the photo, the edge of the photo. So I have both of them, and I'm holding shift, and I go back over here and click slice. Now, I don't need the gray 8 anymore. Click on the border, make sure they're separated. X. Now I have my 8. Now I'm going to show you why you need to make sure that your border is always, make sure you have a border going around the number, just to avoid the mistakes that I've made, and I'm sure a lot of other people make the mistake of doing this just in a hurry and not really paying attention. It could slightly be off. See, hit the top here. See right here at the top where I have it slightly. I don't have a border up there, and I'm doing it on purpose just to show you. So, and you see, and when you get back to your original 2018, your one would be too short. Okay, let's move everything to show you. Remove everything gray. See, look, that would be too short for your original one because you have this was missing, was cut off. So just be careful. Now I'm just gonna undo and go back and do it correctly. Undo is really awesome for me. Okay. Now I'm gonna make sure that I get it. Have a border. You see my border going around? Have a good border. I have plenty of the photo, plenty of the picture inside of the gray one. Now let's click the one, click the border of the photo, come over here, hold shift down, slice. We don't need the gray one anymore. Click on the border, move it around to make sure that they are actually separated. Exit out. Now we have our one. Only thing is left is the 0. Photo first. Okay. And see what I mean by how the most of her face is inside the circle. That's why when you take your time out and kind of play around with the photos, with the numbers or the letters, to make sure that some photos do better with certain numbers and certain letters. But me, especially when it's something for me or my kids, as long as I have some face, as long as you can tell who the person is and a little bit of the outfit, it's fine for me. Like here, although, I have some background, this is fine for me. But if you want to be technical, you just, close it in to get as much information in the photo as possible. It does look better, but you have to be careful because you'll miss out on all the faces. I just made the 0 smaller. See, I know how to redo it, but you may want to just hit undo to take it back. If you accidentally tug on a number, hit undo a couple of times to get back to where you were before you made the mistake, and then just go ahead from there. See, this is fine for me. Just make sure you have that perimeter. You'll get kind of lost, but you'll lose some of the picture, but you have to have that perimeter. Remember, touch the gray, shift, hold shift down, touch the picture, slice over here to the right. Okay, we don't need the gray 0. And there we go. Her face is cut, but we know who that is. Okay, got all our numbers. Now let's go back to the 2018. This is our background. Now let's choose another one of these gray 2012. You could have done this first, but it doesn't matter which order you do it, first or last. I just do it whenever I feel like it. Okay, so you need the gray 2018 and the blue 2018 or whatever color. Just the background and the front. So I need the gray one to be on top. So therefore, I'm going to touch the gray one, and I'm going to go back up to arrange, and I'm going to move it to the front. And we're going to put it in there just like it was when we got it, when we started. Okay, it's there perfectly. Now click on the outside of it. Okay, now what you're going to do is hit shift, touch the gray, and if you have it, the blue one closed up, go ahead on and unlock that. Oh, I unlocked the wrong one, didn't I? Yeah, just as long as you have one of both. Ungroup it. Ungroup it for a while, so you can line it up. Because we're creating the background now. Make sure that they're not grouped when you are about to do this part. Make sure they're in there as perfect where you have background. It's the blue background. Yeah. So you're going to hit, you're already holding on to the gray. So the gray is already highlighted. So you're going to hit shift, and then you're going to touch the blue one, the blue 2018. And then you're going to go down, hold shift, and then slice it. Hit slice, let the computer do its magic. Then grab the gray one. You don't need that anymore. Now grab the inside of the blue. You don't need that anymore. Now this is your background. And if you're using regular vinyl on your background, you could skip the step that I just did. It's just from my experience with my t-shirts, me and my children's t-shirts, I haven't had anything to peel, but I've had a couple of clients to say that with the glitter background, if I don't take the inside of it off, inside of this, if I don't slice the inside of this off in the dryer, which they're not supposed to be dry, in the dryer, it lifts. So the reason why I do this part is so I'll heat press the 2018. Then when I put the number, which is the photo paper, on top of this one, not to move this forward. Let's arrange this and move it forward. Move it to the front. So when I put this on it, it's actually, the photo is actually touching the t-shirt rather than being against the glitter. Glitter is one of uh, the glitter HTV is one of the ones that it's not recommended to layer. I layer it all the time. I don't have a problem with it, but I guess just depends on the person, the way they handle it when they washing and drying it. So that's why I remove the inside of it. Use the slice tool and remove the inside of it, so the photo will actually be touching the t-shirt. And when you're doing it after you're done, you're gonna go ahead on and hit make it. And Design Space will never let you use this whole page. It's like 6.25 by 7 by 9 by 25 or something like that, because it always has to have the registration mark around it. So Cricut can read it and cut it. So you'll never use the whole page, but um, this whole thing did fit. And most time it's better that it is separate numbers, because when you get ready to heat press it, they're actually separate. You'll have to peel them off the page and do it and lay it on there separately after you do this one. So let's go ahead on over here. First, make sure you go to your vinyl and go ahead on and hit mirror. Because if you go ahead on and take care of the print and cut part, when you get to this, it will not, you may forget to mirror it. So we mirror that, and then we'll go back to the print and cut. Click on the print and cut. Now let's take care of this. Hopefully your printer is connected to your computer. We'll hit continue. And you'll hit send to printer. And make sure, I like to use the bleed. You can do both ways and learn what you like. The bleed is for when it cuts it, you really don't have to worry about it cutting too close to the edge and be left with a little white. So when Cricut cut this, it's like cutting it on the inside of the photo. So if it did kind of cut a little off, you wouldn't get the little white edges. So I always hit bleed. If you don't like bleed, you can click it, and that you see. So I like for it to bleed. And I will click print. And shortly, it should be printing. You should print. You can even print more than one copy. If you have like 6 shirts to do, 20 shirts to do, you can click how I think mine's go up to 10. I can do 10 prints at a time. But me personally, sometimes Cricut gets a little off. So I do maybe 3 or 4. I might hit 3 or 4 and print off the same 3 or 4. But you'll learn as you go. So you hit print, and now my printer is doing whatever. So now it would have printed, but something going on with my printer. I guess it's not on or something, because it's not even in the same room. Oh, I have the paper is out. Doesn't matter right now for me. Okay, so let's hit okay. So once it prints out, you're gonna go here to browse all material. Now make sure you have your Cricut dial to custom first. Make sure you click it to custom, and then you're going to go down, scroll down to iron on. So many people don't know about the different, that they actually have the different settings. So many people use the vinyl or just whatever, but it specifically have different, see, everyday iron on, foil iron on, glitter iron on. But what we're looking for is the printable iron on for the dark. So we'll click that, click done. Now on your Cricut machine, the little arrow should be blinking where it's ready to receive the matte. And when you place your photo paper that you just printed with the registration marks, make sure that it's lined up correctly to the left top side of the mat. You have to do it real neat and nice, and allow Cricut to read the registration marks. Now, if you put in there incorrectly, Cricut will something will come up here like in orange telling you that it couldn't read it, and you just have to kind of like play around with it and see if you have it on there straight. But after you do that, Cricut will actually read the registration marks. Then it'll start cutting each letter out. When it cut the letters out, the letters should still be um, attached to the paper. So if you need help on how to remove the outside of the paper, just let me know. Just shoot me a email or a message, and I can help you further with stuff like that. But it's quite simple. So you'll remove the 2018, then you actually sit that to the side. And after it cut and everything, then it'll direct you to cut the vinyl, the actual HTV. So then when it cuts that, you're gonna go ahead and do your weeding. Then you'll lay the 2018 on your t-shirt first. And I'm sure you're gonna do the class of or whatever else the topping around it. But our main thing learning is doing the photos inside of the 2018 vinyl. So then you'll lay it on your shirt. Heat press the vinyl, whether it's glitter or regular vinyl. Go ahead on and heat press that on the shirt first. Then after you do that, then you'll peel each number, the 2, the 1, the 0, and the 8, one by one, and you'll neatly put it inside of the space, the 2018 space, and use a cover, um, and just go ahead on and press it, and use like minimum heat to just get it, to get it started about maybe 10 seconds, 315, 320 degrees with good pressure, and go back and press it the right way when all the numbers are on there, and put the rest of the stuff you're going to have on the t-shirt, and voila, you have it. Well, I thank you. And if you need help, my email address is merit lakasha at yahoo.com, or just send me a message on Facebook.